You're going to hear an audio tape of Grandma Iole Banker, Grandma Iole Martinat Banker, and I'm going to show you photos of the family. Here we have Grandma Iole's husband, my grandpa, Grandpa Bob, Robert Lemuel Banker on the left. And then we have my dad holding me when I was just a little tiny baby. So, that's Eugene Arthur Coates, also known as Gene. I have a bib on. I know my dad got me a bib that said Gucci, like Gucci, Gucci, Goo. I like his hair there. So let's say I was 1, so he was probably around, let's see, my mom was 38, going on 39, just almost 39 when she had me, and he was like 9 years older, so he was probably 47 going on 48 there, I would think. And there's my mom. She always says she doesn't really know exactly why she asked for a divorce. I think it really had to do with me. She didn't feel like she could take care of me well enough and wanted to have me close to Grandma Iole so Grandma Iole could help. I mean, they were just living in Sierra Madre, not that far, but you know, being on the same street on Emperor seemed like a nice option, but I think later on my mom kind of regretted it. But I'm not sure if maybe maybe my dad was smoking just a little bit and she didn't think that was good for me, but I think if he was, it was very minimal. I like this picture with my my little arm up there. I'm kind of known to keep my arm up in some of these pictures when I was little. My little trademark. And in this audio tape, it's either Grandma Iole or my mom, Yolanda Lonnie, reading. I think when I first start the tape, it's going to be my mom, Yolanda Lonnie Banker Coates, who is going to be reading, and she's reading something that I wrote. I wrote a family history after talking to Grandma Iole about her parents. So here we go.
Dante, easy and separate. You can write as one word? Hmm? You sure? I'll check. Okay. I don't think so. Well, maybe.
Easygoing.
Temperament. Is that right? Yes. Was such that he had never even hurt a fly before. I like that. He viewed fighting as brutish and animalistic.
Brutish.
In his view, he saw soldiers as fodder that the government considered dispensable. Dante loved life and found great joy in the simple things in life, such as lunch of French bread and such as his lunch of French bread and an apple, if it was apple season. Since Dante loved life, he wanted to decrease his chances of having to fight on the front lines. He felt that he was worth more than fodder for the army. He knew that if he was not in excellent shape at the time of his physical, it would not be so likely that he would be called to the front lines. So he had the idea of putting several drops of acid on his teeth every day to rot his teeth away. So Dante's daily pain paid off, though, because his plan worked. The army doctors declared he was unfit to fight in the front lines. Instead, the army ordered him to be a baker for the Italian army. A baker, of all things. In this way, Dante survived World War I. It's Roman numeral 1. It's the way it is. But can't you make it look like this one? That's a 1. That's an I. Okay. World War I ended. By the time World War I ended, Dante had served 6 years in the Army since his 2 years of mandatory Army training ended just when World War I began. Huh? You go sit down and eat so I can do the dishes. Okay. First
Now this is Grandma Yola talking. It was my mom, Yolanda Lonnie.
we got veal cut.
Whoops. This is a hilarious picture of me. I'm in some kind of swing jumper thing and drooling, and look at those eyes. They're just really wide open.
Training ended just when World War I began.
I'm jumping.
You go sit down and eat so I can do the dishes. Okay. First I got veal cutlets instead of veal shoulder. Instead of veal. Mm-hmm. And then I be sure there was no fat on it, and then I pounded it. Of course, I always wash it and clean it first.
Pounded it with the with a hammer that's specifically used for food. I think it's just a regular hammer she would use, but it was designated the food hammer. So to tenderize it. So this is the recipe of how to make veal cutlets. Probably the breaded ones, I'm thinking. So good. One of my very favorites.
Then I be sure there was no fat on it, and then I pounded it. Of course, I always wash it and clean it first. And then I and you clean it? Well, I just take a paper towel and wipe it each piece off on both sides. And then I put a little tiny bit of olive oil. What's the matter? I know I can't. I have to hurry. Then I put a little tiny bit of olive oil. Well, you don't have to. We don't want it to stick. Yeah, you don't want it to stick. So already it's stuck because I didn't put enough in. So that made me very mad. Made me real mad. And it's thin, so it cooks fast. Well, just sear it, okay? Then I take it out. That's how long you cook it? Oh, just about. But wait, just sear it. You just put it in maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and then take it out. And then I got rid of all the. There wasn't any oil to begin with. So, but the scrapings of the meat of the pan, that's what the roux, they call it, R-O-U-X, roux. So then you put an onion. I could have put maybe more. No, fresh onion. And you cook the onion and the mushrooms together. And go like this. And oh, the color is so beautiful because it's really nice and brown.
So this is not the schnitzel veal, breaded veal with just veal cutlets that are dipped in egg batter and then put in cracker crumbs and then fried up. There's my dad, Eugene Arthur Coates, also known as Gene. I think his mom, Elsie, called him Sonny. He had a sunny disposition before he became depressed. I like his coloration. It's a nice tan, just all year round kind of thing, and it's a nice smile there. So I think here he was probably about 47 going on 48. And that's me.
Together. And go like this. And oh, the color is so beautiful because it's really nice and brown. And then you get these are my that's what makes it good stew, Ronnie. And let's see. Then I put the herbs, which is bay leaf and thyme, And then you put in, huh?
One bay leaf?
Yeah, but then I decided it was too much, so I only,
Shoot.
and then after that, and I keep stirring it, and the color was nice and brown. It was so good. Then I had it, bouillon, chicken broth. Chicken broth, and let's see what else. Oh,
You diluted it.
yeah,
Oh my God, yeah.
chicken broth, and then I had, and then I put in then I put it in the meat, and then I put in the onions, and then I put in the peas and carrots. And wine. No, yeah, wine.
White wine.
White wine. And then I put the lid on it and simmered it for 25 minutes.
Oh my God, 25 minutes. You cooked it for 25 minutes. What's simmer meaning? Just on low.
Just very low.
You cooked it 25 minutes.
And while that was cooking, I cooked the noodles.
Oh yeah, good.
And
When she says noodles, I think she means egg noodles. So this was the recipe that had the veal with the marinara sauce and the peas in it. I forgot it had mushrooms, but it sounds like it does. At least a few of them. It's probably my first professional photo right there. Professionally taken photo.
and while that was cooking, I cooked the noodles.
Oh yeah, good.
And
And you threw them in the...
yeah, and then so when I tasted the meat about 4 times to be sure, that's why I'm not hungry, because I tried to taste it so many times I got sick of it. And
It was probably done when you sauteed it.
yeah, it was.
25 more minutes.
Well, anyhow, so that's it.
It was marvelous.
It was it took me an hour to have to clean up the whole goddamn kitchen.
Oh, no.
Delicious.
Couldn't have been any better, but don't put these knives out when you cut something with your fork, Ma. Put them back. Did you use your knife, Annie?
Mm-mm. All right.
I know, but I forgot.
Are you going to forget now? Or are you going to say it again?
How long did you stay in New York with your mom and dad?
Well, I was a year old when we came from New York to California.
So this is my dad, Eugene Arthur Coates, Gene. And that's my dad's mother, Elsie. Elsie Edna Bolton Coates. Elsie, first name, and then her middle name, pretty sure was Edna, and her maiden name was Bolton, and her married name was Coates. This must have been at a restaurant kind of by the beach, I'm thinking, with that they wrap up something and make it look like a swan or whatever, because Elsie lived in at Seal Beach at this time. So we were probably at a restaurant, I think a restaurant around there, at Leisure World. She lived at Leisure World, the retirement community in Seal Beach. So I think sometimes we'd go out to a Marie Callender's I don't know if this is it, though. It looks like maybe we're dressed up, at least Elsie is, a little bit too much for Marie Callender's, but yeah, my dad looked good with gray hair. It's kind of silver. So I guess with that recipe that Grandma Iole was telling us about, you just put the veal with the peas and the marinara sauce over the egg noodles. It had some mushrooms in it too. So I think it's not breaded or anything. It's just like sautéed veal. It was good though. I haven't had that for a long time. Oh, how old was I there? Probably, I'd say around 5, right? My dad's dad, Eldred, passed away when I was just a baby, but I'm glad he got to see me. There's a couple pictures with him in there, in it. Okay, see any more? I think that's it. It's the best thing in the back here is that Grandma Iole, my Wolfie, wrote me so many notes. She'd leave them on my pillow, on my bed. She'd put them on my pillow. And this one says, it's a heart that obviously she cut out herself. It says, Ma belle chérie, my beautiful, cherished one. Je vous adore, I adore you. Vous êtes très belle, you're so beautiful. I love you, Grandma. I just love those notes. The notes and the pictures and the audio tapes and the videos. They're my most treasured possessions. They'll always be my most treasured possessions. Especially these audio tapes. I really do like them. It's just to hear Grandma Iole, my Wolfie, talking. I like the videos too, but sometimes she'd get a little frustrated when I'd videotape her. It's hard to be on videotape, and you're being watched and everything. But the audio tapes, they're a little bit more like natural and just like she's right here. I'm so glad that I have those audio tapes. I just wish I had more. I stopped. I didn't continue to do the audio tapes, but I'm grateful for the ones I have. Just always wish there was more, huh?